Section 1 of Poems. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. To Memory by Mary Coleridge. Read by Newgatenovelist. Strange power, I know not what thou art, murderer or mistress of my heart. I know I'd rather meet the blow of my most unrelenting foe than live, as now I live, to be slain 20 times a day by thee. Yet, when I would command thee hence, thou mockest at the vain pretence, murmuring in mine ear a song, once loved, alas, forgotten long. And on my brow I feel a kiss that I would rather die than miss. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Larghetto by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Grant me but a day, love, but a day, ere I give my heart away, ere I say the word I'll ne'er unsay. Is it earnest with me? Is it play? Did the world in arms cry to me, stay, not a moment then, would I delay. Yet, for very love, I say thee nay, ere I give my heart away, grant me but a day, love, but a day. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Slowly by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Heavy is my heart, dark are thine eyes. Thou and I must part ere the sun rise. Ere the sun rise, thou and I must part. Dark are thine eyes, heavy my heart. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Gone by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. About the little chambers of my heart friends have been coming, going, many a year. The doors stand open there. Some, lightly stepping, enter, some depart. Freely they come and freely go at will. The walls give back their laughter, all day long they fill the house with song. One door alone is shut, one chamber still. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Moment by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The clouds had made a crimson crown above the mountains high. The stormy sun was going down in a stormy sky. Why did you let your eyes so rest on me, and hold your breath between? In all the ages this can never be as if it had not been. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. There Was No Place Found by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. One night, as dreaming on my bed I lay, I saw the whole world die and pass away. Young men and old, true lover and fair maid passed in an endless passing, unafraid. And as they went, each to his radiant home, they hailed me after, calling to me, "Come." Some sought a land of living light, where none remembers more the shining of the sun. Some sought a land of living light, and there longed for the dark to hide their bright despair. At last I lay upon the ground alone. No voice, the empty silence cried, "Begone!" Then I arose and turned about to flee. On either hand there was no place for me. The shining ones said sadly, "All too late, none enter heaven but through the narrow gate." The fiery ones said sadly, "All too fast, there is no need of hell while earth shall last." End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Morning Dreams by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I asked of night that she would take me where I could not go by day. I asked of day he should not wake me ere the sun was on his way. For as the sun steals from the flowers the crystal dew by which they live, he kills the memory of those hours which night for my delight will give. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Come Home by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. When wintry winds are no more heard, and joy's in every bosom, when summer sings in every bird, and shines in every blossom, when happy twilight hours are long, come home, my love, and think no wrong. When berries gleam above the stream, and half the fields are yellow, come back to me, my joyous dream, the world hath not thy fellow. And I will make thee queen among the queens of summer and of song. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Other Side of a Mirror by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I sat before my glass one day, and conjured up a vision bare, unlike the aspects glad and gay that erst were found reflected there. The vision of a woman wild with more than womanly despair. Her hair stood back on either side, a face bereft of loveliness. It had no envy now to hide what once no man on earth could guess. It formed the thorny aureole of hard unsanctified distress. Her lips were open, not a sound came through the parted lines of red. Whate'er it was, the hideous wound in silence and in secret bled. No sigh relieved her speechless woe, she had no voice to speak her dread. And in her lurid eyes there shone the dying flame of life's desire, made mad because its hope was gone, and kindled at the leaping fire of jealousy and fierce revenge, and strength that could not change nor tire. Shade of a shadow in the glass, oh, set the crystal surface free, pass as the fairer visions pass, nor evermore return to be the ghost of a distracted hour that heard me whisper, "I am she." End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Difference by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. First in my heart, why, she is all my heart, there is no other, though I in her esteem have but a part, and many a brother. First in my love, I have no other love nor recollection, yet many names are writ my name above in her affection. First in my life, tell me that she must die, my life is over. Tell her that I am dead, she'll give a sigh for her old lover. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. I Have Forged Me in Sevenfold Heats by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I have forged me in sevenfold heats a shield from foes and lovers, and no one knows the heart that beats beneath the shield that covers. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Every Man for His Own Hand by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I may not call what many call divine, and yet my faith is faith in its degree. I worship at a dim and lonely shrine on bended knee. The secret grace of faith's celestial part I hoard up safely for mine own self's own. Within the hidden chambers of the heart I love alone. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. In the Brera by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Full many a painter in the early days dreamt that he saw the Lord, and dreaming smiled. Yet saw he nothing save a little child, the baby angels round him singing praise. Nothing he saw except the heavenward gaze, the pure compassion of the undefiled, or else a man of sorrows, patient, mild, his thoughts our thoughts, his ways our human ways. Thou only, Leonardo, didst behold that which their eyes, desiring, sought in vain. And if, since thou wert cast in mortal mould, not all thy hand might do was free from stain, all that was not immortal, making old, time painted out, and left the vision plain. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Regina by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. My queen her sceptre did lay down, she took from her head the golden crown worn by right of her royal birth. Her purple robe she cast aside, and the scarlet vestures of her pride that was the pride of the earth. In her nakedness was she, queen of the world, herself and me. My queen took up her sceptre bright, her crown more radiant than the light, the rubies gleaming out of the gold. She donned her robe of purple rare, and did a deed that none may dare, that makes the blood run cold. And in her bravery is she, queen of herself, the world, and me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. At First by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The grief of age is not the grief of youth. A child is still a child, even in his grieving. Yet his first sorrow is, in very truth, dark, past believing. When first he wanders forth in early spring, Nor heeds among the flowers each gay newcomer, When first he hates the happy birds that sing, The sun that shines in summer. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. An Anniversary by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. 3 years! Is it only 3? A weary while has passed since then. The world of nature and of men is older by an age to me. 3 years! And is it then so long? I thought it happened yesterday. How is it with thee, far away, in the white world of palm and song? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Over the Hills and Far Away by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. All around was dumb and still as any stone. We went together over the hill, but I came back alone. All around was grey and done by sea and shore. When twilight fell, my love saw one, where she saw 2 before. All around was barren ground lay far and near. I left him with a gaping wound, and what had I to fear? When she asks me what befell on Lady Day, I, her lord, that love her well, whisper in her ear and say, all around was dumb and still as any stone. We went together over the hill, but I came back alone. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Eyes by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Eyes, what are they? Coloured glass, where reflections come and pass. Open windows, by them sit beauty, learning, love, and wit. Searching cross-examiners, comfort's holy ministers. Starry silences of soul, music past the lips' control. Fountains of unearthly light, prisons of the infinite. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Gifts by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I tossed my friend a wreath of roses, wet with early dew, the garland of the morn. He lifted it, and on his brow he set a crackling crown of thorn. Against my foe I hurled a murderous dart. He caught it in his hand. I heard him laugh. I saw the thing that should have pierced his heart turn to a golden staff. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Master and Guest by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. There came a man across the moor, fell and foul of face was he. He left the path by the crossroads 3, and stood in the shadow of the door. I asked him in to bed and board. I never hated any man so. He said he could not say me no. He sat in the seat of my own dear lord. Now sit you by my side, he said, else may I neither eat nor drink. You would not have me starve, I think. He ate the offerings of the dead. I'll light you to your bed, quoth I. My bed is yours, but light the way. I might not turn aside nor stay. I showed him where we twain did lie. The cock was trumpeting the morn. He said, Sweet love, a long farewell. You have kissed a citizen of hell, and a soul was doomed when you were born. Mourn, mourn no longer for your dear, him may you never meet above. The gifts that love hath given to love, love gives away again to fear. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Two Songs by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The blossoming of love I sang, the streams adown the mountain sprang, and all the world with music rang. A cloud has darkened heaven above, I only hear a moaning dove. I sing the withering of love. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Horror by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Thy body is no more thy house, it is become thy sepulchre. I cannot any more arouse the spirit that did inhabit there. The brain's asleep before its time. I would that thou hadst died outright, and I had seen thee in thy prime go half to darkness, half to light. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. By Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. As Christ the Lord was passing by, he came one night to a cottage door. He came, a poor man, to the poor. He had no bed whereon to lie. He asked in vain for a crust of bread, standing there in the frozen blast. The door was locked and bolted fast. Only a beggar, the poor man said. Christ the Lord went further on, until he came to a palace gate. There a king was keeping his state. In every window the candles shone. The king beheld him out in the cold. He left his guests in the banquet hall. He bade his servants tend them all. I wait on a guest I know of old. "'Tis only a beggar man," they said. "Yes," he said, "it is Christ the Lord." He spoke to him a kindly word. He gave him wine, and he gave him bread. Now Christ is Lord of heaven and hell, and all the words of Christ are true. He touched the cottage, and it grew. He touched the palace, and it fell. The poor man is become a king. Never was man so sad as he. Sorrow and sin on the throne make three. He has no joy in mortal thing. But the sun streams in at the cottage door that stands where once the palace stood, and the workman, toiling to earn his food, was never a king before. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. One and All by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. God comfort all who mourn, I said, and I was thinking but of one. Oh, many another mourns his dead, for many a man his life is done. and I was thinking but of one. I dare not say, God comfort him, 'tis not for me such words to say, fast prisoned in my cloister dim, for man and not for men I pray. But oh, God comfort all, I say. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Mortal Kombat by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. It is because you were my friend I fought you as the devil fights. Whatever fortune God may send, for once I set the world to rights. And that was when I thrust you down and stabbed you twice and twice again, because you dared take off your crown and be a man like other men. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. St. Andrews by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. While the sun was going down, there arose a fairy town. Not the town I saw by day, cheerless, joyless, dull and grey, but a far fantastic place, builded with ethereal grace, shimmering in a tender mist, that the slanting rays had kissed, ere they let their latest fire touch with gold each slender spire. There no men and women be, mermen, maidens of the sea, combing out their tangled locks, sit and sing among the rocks. As their ruddy harps they sound, with the seaweed twisted round, in the shining sand below, see the city downward go. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Winged Words by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. As darting swallows skim across a pool whose tranquil depths reflect a tranquil sky, so, o'er the depths of silence, dark and cool, our winged words dart playfully, and seldom break the quiet surface of the lake, as they flit by. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. True to myself am I, and false to all, by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. True to myself am I, and false to all, fear, sorrow, love, constrain us till we die. But when the lips betray the spirit's cry, the will that should be sovereign is a thrall. Therefore let terror slay me ere I call for aid of men, let grief begrudge a sigh. Are you afraid? Unhappy? No, the lie about the shrinking truth stands like a wall. And have you loved? No, never. All the while the heart within my flesh is turned to stone. Yea, none the less that I account it vile, the heart within my heart makes speechless moan, and when they see one face alone, the stern eyes of the soul are moved to smile. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Go by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Go at the deepest, darkest dead of night, when no foot shall be stirring, save thine own. Go forth, unlighted, to his couch alone, and break his slumber with thy kisses light. Go, while the deeds and characters of day are but as dreams and fleeting visions vain. Go, take him to thy beating heart again, ere all the world awake and find the way. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Not Yet by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Time brought me many another friend that loved me longer. New love was kind, but in the end old love was stronger. Years come and go. No new year yet hath slain December, and all that should have cried, "Forget!" cries but "Remember!" End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Blue and White by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Blue is Our Lady's colour, white is our Lord's. Tomorrow I will wear a knot of blue and white cords, that you may see it, where you ride among the flashing swords. O banner, white and sunny blue, with prayer I wove thee, for love the white, for faith the heavenly hue, and both for him, so tender true, him that doth love me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Our Lady by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Mother of God, no lady thou, common woman of common earth. Our Lady, ladies call thee now, but Christ was never of gentle birth, a common man of the common earth. For God's ways are not as our ways. The noblest lady in the land would have given up half her days, would have cut off her right hand, to bear the child that was God of the land. Never a lady did he choose, only a maid of low degree, so humble she might not refuse the carpenter of Galilee, a daughter of the people, she. Out she sang the song of her heart, never a lady so had sung. She knew no letters, had no art. To all mankind in woman's tongue hath Israelitish Mary sung. And still for men to come she sings, nor shall her singing pass away. He hath filled the hungry with good things. Oh, listen, lords and ladies gay. And the rich he hath sent empty away. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. He knoweth not that the dead are thine, by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The weapon that you fought with was a word, and with that word you stabbed me to the heart. Not once, but twice you did it, for the sword made no blood start. They have not tried you for your life. You go strong in such innocence as men will boast. They have not buried me. They do not know life from its ghost. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Devil's Funeral by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The devil is dead, good people all. Who are the bearers that bear the pall? One of them thinks he has slain God too with the selfsame sword that Satan slew. One of them thinks he has saved God's life. The devil was ever the god of strife. A purple pall above him spread, a king it is that is lying dead. The worst of kings never ruled so well as this magnificent king of hell. What is the guerdon of all his pains? He is dead himself, but hell remains. He forged his coffin before he died. 'Twas made of gold that was 7 times tried. The glittering golden words of those who counted themselves his chiefest foes. Where will you bury him? Not on earth. In poison flowers he would come to birth. We will not cast him into the sea. The winds and the waves would set him free. Lay him out straight on the funeral pyre. All his life he has lived in fire. And lo, as the crackling flame burns bright, Satan transformed to an angel of light, that he may work more utter woe than ever he worked when he dwelt below. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Armida's Garden by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I have been there before thee, O my love! Each winding way I know, and all the flowers, the shadowy cypress trees, the twilight grove, where rest, in fragrant sleep, the enchanted hours. I have been there before thee. At the end there stands a gate through which thou too must pass. When thou shalt reach it, God in mercy send thou say no bitterer word, love, than alas! End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Confidence by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Even to one I dare not tell where lies my heaven, where lies my hell. But to the world will I confide what's hid from all the world beside. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Burial by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. How was it I that unmoved stood tearless in the funeral train, when it was you that I loved, whose earth was given to earth again? The highest heavens are holy ground, the song of birds, the dawn, the gloom. In every perfect sight and sound I bow, fair love, before thy tomb. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Mandragora by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Pour me red wine from out the Venice flask, pour faster, faster yet. The joy of ruby thought I do not ask, bid me forget. Breathe slumberous music round me, sweet and slow, to honeyed phrases set. Into the land of dreams I long to go, bid me forget. Lay not the rose's bloom against my cheek, with chill tears she is wet. The wrinkled poppy is the flower I seek, bid me forget. Where is delight, and what are pleasures now? Moths that a garment fret. The world is turned memorial, crying, Thou shalt not forget. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Merciful Night by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. For a picture by Burne-Jones called The Merciful Knight. The knight is kneeling before a large crucifix. His enemy, riding away, looks back at him. Merciful Christ, from thee it was not hid, merciful Christ, who saw'st what this man did, this man in thine own image, Christ forbid. In thine own image? Nay, this image here hath more of thee. I never yet knew fear. I tremble lest that soul to thee be dear. Yet an thou lov'st all souls, thou lovest this. Thy life thou gav'st, that it might live in bliss, although it should betray thee with a kiss. How oft shall I forgive? 70 times 7? I had rather have lost my life here than forgiven. I had rather have lost my life there, in thy heaven. My heart is stone and doubts. Hast thou a heart? See, I forgive. With thee I have no part. A painted corpse, a thing of wood thou art. Thereat he saw no more a thing of wood. Thereat Christ came into the holy rood. Thereat he knelt, and knew that Christ made good. The foe, whose hatred love could never tire, looked on a sudden back with fierce desire, and felt forgiveness burn like coals of fire. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Invocation by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Come, long-awaited dawn of wondrous night, come, heart's delight. The moon hath risen, the sun of lovers' eyes, the stars are fainting now, the pale moth flies, the air is still, the bird of darkness cries. Spirits of sleep, beware and come not near, tremble and fear. When with excess of life the senses numb call to the lips of love, and they be dumb, then, to restore defeated nature, come. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Doubt by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Two forms of darkness are there. One is night, when I have been an animal, and feared I knew not what, and lost my soul, nor dared feel aught save hungry longing for the light. And one is blindness, absolute and bright. The sun's rays smote me till they masked the sun. The light itself was by the light undone. The day was filled with terrors and affright. Then did I weep, compassionate of those who see no friend in God, in Satan's host no foes. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. On the Hearthrug by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Little tongue of red-brown flame, whither go you? Whence I came, sending on a courier spark to explore the chimney dark. Once I was a sunbeam fair, darting through the awakened air. Quickly to a green leaf gone, on a forest tree I shone. Steely lightning struck the bough, and I sank into a slough. Many ages there I lay, ere I saw the All-Father, day. Now I sparkle once again, flashing light and warmth to men, ere, like all things that are bright, I rejoin the All-Mother, Night. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. At Dead of Night by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. There was not a moon, but half a moon, and the stars were faint and few. There were clouds full soon at the night's high noon, and a rollicking wind that blew. There were 3 that bled, there was 1 that led, where they fought with 4 and 3. The silvery swords were crimson red, and the grass was a sight to see. They laughed as they fell, and they died right well, and they called to their foes for more. We will go to hell, but the tale we'll tell of the 7 that fought with 4. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Song by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. When my love did what I would not, I could hear his merry voice upon the wind, crying, Fairest, shut your eyes, for see you should not, love is blind. When my love said what I say not, with a joyous laugh he quieted my fears, whispering, Fairest, hearken not, for hear you may not, hath love ears? When my love said, Will you longer let me seek it? Blind and deaf is she that doth not bid me come. All my heart said murmuring, Dearest, can I speak it? Love is dumb. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Witch by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I have walked a great while over the snow, and I am not tall nor strong. My clothes are wet, and my teeth are set, and the way was hard and long. I have wandered over the fruitful earth, but I never came here before. Oh, lift me over the threshold, and let me in at the door. The cutting wind is a cruel foe, I dare not stand in the blast. My hands are stone, and my voice a groan, and the worst of death is past. I am but a little maiden still, my little white feet are sore. Oh, lift me over the threshold, and let me in at the door. Her voice was the voice that women have, who plead for their heart's desire. She came, and the quivering flame sank and died in the fire. It never was lit again on my hearth since I hurried across the floor to lift her over the threshold and let her in at the door. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Huguenot by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Oh, a gallant set were they, as they charged on us that day, 1,000 riding like one, their trumpets crying, and their white plumes flying, and their sabres flashing in the sun. Oh, a sorry lot were we, as we stood beside the sea, each man for himself as he stood. We were scattered and lonely, a little force only, of the good men, fighting for the good. But I never loved more, on sea or on shore, the ringing of my own true blade. Like lightning it quivered, and the hard helms shivered, as I sang, None maketh me afraid. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Eleanor by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Plant not the lily here, no lily lies below. The crimson rose to her was dear, and the summer of the year, not the snow. Sing no lament, she loved a merry song. For her the birds were sent, to her the humming of the golden bees, and the murmur of trees shall belong. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Self-Question by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Is this wide world not large enough to fill thee, nor nature, nor that deep man's nature, art? Are they too thin, too weak and poor to still thee, thou little heart? Dust art thou, and to dust again returnest, a spark of fire within a beating clod. Should that be infinite for which thou burnest? Must it be God? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Daydream by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The murmur of the city sounded on below the plaintive murmur of a hymn that Sabbath day. The edge of life was gone, a veil of smoke made all the houses dim. My eyes forgot to see, and lo, they saw a sight that filled my shaken soul with awe. For I was in the land where all lay clear betwixt the sunshine and the shining sand, and nothing far there was, and nothing near. You might have touched the mountains with your hand, and yet I looked upon them o'er a plain vast as the vastness of the untravelled main. Tall rows of pillars, stems of flowering stone sprang up around me in their ordered growth. Here sat a maid, and there an ancient crone. The straight, bright shafts of light illumined both. No shadow was there, and no sound. The hum of brooding silence kept the temple dumb. 3 tombs of kings, each with his corners 3, shut out 3 spaces of the golden sky. Clear, flat, and bright, they hid no mystery, but painted mummies of a scarlet dye, that lay embalmed there many a long term, safe from unkindly damp and creeping worm. Deep set beneath the Sibyl's wrinkled brow, the ancient woman's eyes were full of song. They held the voice of time, and even now I mind me how the burden rolled along. For I forgot the music of the birds, and music's self, and music knit to words. Then did I turn me to the maiden's eyes, and they were as the sea, brimming and deep. Within them lay the secret of the skies, the rhythmical tranquillity of sleep. They were more quiet than a windless calm among the isles of spices and of balm. Now music is an echo in mine ear, and common stillness but the lack of noise. For the true music I shall never hear, nor the true silence, mother of all joys. They dwell apart on that enchanted ground, where not a shadow falls, and not a sound. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. I ask of thee, love, nothing but relief, by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I ask of thee, love, nothing but relief. Thou canst not bring the old days back again. For I was happy then, not knowing heavenly joy, not knowing grief. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Sun and Storm by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Open your gates, ye skies, and let the host of gathered waters fall, and drown the earth. Your hour of utmost terror is the ghost of that when grief had birth. The all-resplendent spring, the pomp of May, through white and golden flowers the virgin light, are but a thin grey shadow of the day, when joy was at her height. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. L'Oiseau Bleu by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The lake lay blue below the hill. O'er it, as I looked, there flew across the waters, cold and still, a bird whose wings were palest blue. The sky above was blue at last, the sky beneath me blue in blue. A moment, ere the bird had passed, it caught his image as he flew. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Jealousy by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The myrtle bush grew shady down by the ford. Is it even so? Said my lady. Even so, said my lord. The leaves are set too thick together for the point of a sword. The arras in your room hangs close, no light between. You wedded one of those that see unseen. Is it even so? Said the king's majesty. Even so, said the queen. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Shadow by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Child of my love, though thou be bright as day, though all the sons of joy laugh and adore thee, thou canst not throw thy shadow self away. Where thou dost come, the earth is darker for thee. When thou dost pass, a flower that saw the sun sees him no longer. The hosts of darkness are, thou radiant one, through thee made stronger. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Prosperity by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Thy blessings are an armed band, with a javelin and a dart, with a spear to wound the heart, round about they stand. Soul in honour glorified, be thou ware of deadly sin. Cruelty's the javelin, the spear is pride. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. News by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Ask me not how it came, if I sought it, my very thoughts are flame, since first I thought it. I saw it not with eyes, it was not spoken. These mysteries have neither sign nor token. Ah, say not, is it true? In faith uphold me. I know not how I knew. My heart told me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Awake by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The wailing wind doth not enough despair. The sea, for all her sobbing, hath the moon. I cannot find my heart's cry anywhere, fain to complain alone. The whistle of the train that, like a dart, pierces the darkness as it hurries by, hath not enough of sadness, and my heart is stifled for a cry. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Song by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Prisoned within these walls, I think of you. Lightly the snowflake falls, the rain too. Now it is rain, and now the snow again. Within, I know not how, 'tis only rain. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Fair as a Dream by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. What vision of the softly sleeping eyes shone like the vision that they could not see? Night, quivering with the children of the skies resplendently. Fair is her dream, but ah, what fairest dream is half so lovely as the dawn of day, when the first golden gleam chases the rose and dove colour away? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Marriage by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. No more alone sleeping, no more alone waking, thy dreams divided, thy prayers in twain, thy merry sisters, tonight forsaking, never shall we see thee, maiden, again. Never shall we see thee, thine eyes glancing, flashing with laughter and wild in glee, under the mistletoe kissing and dancing, wantonly free. There shall come a matron walking sedately, low-voiced, gentle, wise in reply. Tell me, oh tell me, can I love her greatly? All for her sake must the maiden die. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. To a Piano by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. O casket of sweet sounds, wherein there lieth a sound to lull the weary man to sleep, a sound to make the hard and tearless weep, a sound that every sound on earth defieth, and only to one hand on earth replieth. What time her fingers varied measure keep, to drag it wooingly from out the deep that, softly wooed by others, only sigheth. If I might win me that remembered strain by reverent lifting of thy gleamy lid, I could forget the sorrowful refrain of all the world shall do, is doing, did. Pandora's prisoned hope was not more vain. The casket's there, the melody is hid. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. On a Bas-relief of Pelops in Hippodameia by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. On a bas-relief of Pelops in Hippodameia, which was wrecked and lay many years under the sea. Thus did a nameless and immortal hand make of rough stone the thing least like to life, the husband and the wife that the Most High, ere his creation, planned. Hundreds of years they lay, unsunned, unscanned, where the waves cut more smoothly than the knife, what time the winds tossed them about in strife, and filled those lips and eyes with the soft sand. Art, that from nature stole the human form by slow device of brain, by simple strength, lent it to nature's artless force to keep. So with the human sculptor wrought the storm to round those lines of beauty, till at length a perfect thing was rescued from the deep. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. In Dispraise of the Moon by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I would not be the moon, the sickly thing, to summon owls and bats upon the wing, for when the noble sun is gone away, she turns his night into a pallid day. She hath no air, no radiance of her own, that world unmusical of earth and stone. She wakes her dim, uncoloured, voiceless hosts, ghost of the sun, herself the son of ghosts. The mortal eyes that gaze too long on her of reason's piercing ray defrauded are. Light in itself doth feed the living brain, that light, reflected, but makes darkness plain. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Witch's Wood by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. There was a wood, a witch's wood. All the trees therein were pale. They bore no branches green and good, but as it were a grey nun's veil. They talked and chattered in the wind from morning dawn to set of sun, like men and women that have sinned, whose thousand evil tongues are one. Their roots were like the hands of men, grown hard and brown with clutching gold. Their foliage, women's tresses when the hair is withered, thin and old. There never did a sweet bird sing for happy love about his nest. The clustered bats on evil wing, each hollow trunk and bough possessed. And in the midst a pool there lay of water white, as though a scare had frightened off the eye of day, and kept the moon reflected there. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Wilderspin by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. In the little red house by the river, when the short night fell, beside his web sat the weaver, weaving a twisted spell. Mary and the saints deliver my soul from the nethermost hell. In the little red house by the rushes, it grew not dark at all, for day dawned over the bushes before the night could fall. Where now a torrent rushes, the brook ran thin and small. In the little red house a chamber was set with jewels fair. There did a vine clamber along the clambering stair, and grapes that shone like amber hung at the windows there. Will the loom not cease whirring? Will the house never be still? Is never a horseman stirring out and about on the hill? Was it the cat purring? Did some one knock at the sill? To the little red house a rider was bound to come that night. A cup of sheeny cider stood ready for his delight. And like a great black spider the weaver watched on the right. To the little red house by the river I came when the short night fell. I broke the web forever. I broke my heart as well. Michael and the saints deliver my soul from the nethermost hell. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Unwelcome by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. We were young, we were merry, we were very, very wise, and the door stood open at our feast, when there passed us a woman with the west in her eyes, and a man with his back to the east. Oh, still grew the hearts that were beating so fast, the loudest voice was still, the jest died away on our lips as they passed, and the rays of July struck chill. The cups of red wine turned pale on the board, the white bread black as soot. The hound forgot the hand of her lord, she fell down at his foot. Lo, let me lie where the dead dog lies ere I sit me down again at a feast, when there passes a woman with the west in her eyes, and a man with his back to the east. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Lady of Trees by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. By a lake below the mountain hangs the birch as if, in glee, the lake had flung the moon a fountain, she had turned it to a tree. Therefore do her dull leaves glimmer like the waves that mothered them, therefore flits a moony shimmer always round her curved stem. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. February 1900 by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Spring and the flowers return. The world is gay. Once more the old sun on the ancient earth shines forth, and brings a million buds to birth. Where are those sons of ours we sent away? Spring and the flowers return, but where are they? Tarry, hard winter, ice-bound, stiff and grey. Thou art as we are, full of darkest fears. Weep with us. Let us feel thy chilly tears. We are not fit for joy. We can but say, Spring and the flowers return, but where are they? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Dumb by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. A voice, I cried. No music stills the craving heart that would an answer find. No song of birds, no murmuring of the wind, no, not that awful harmony of mind, the silent stars above the silent hills. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. When Mary Through the Garden Went by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. When Mary through the garden went, there was no sound of any bird, and yet, because the night was spent, the little grasses lightly stirred, the flowers awoke, the lilies heard. When Mary through the garden went, the dew lay still on flower and grass, the waving palms above her sent their fragrance out as she did pass, no light upon the branches was. When Mary through the garden went, her eyes for weeping long were dim, the grass beneath her footsteps bent, the solemn lilies white and slim, these also stood and wept for him. When Mary through the garden went, she sought within the garden ground one for whom her heart was rent, one who for her sake was bound, one who sought, and she was found. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. High Wind by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The clouds before him rushed as they were racing home to end the day. The flying hair of the beeches flew out to the east as he went through. Only the hills unshaken stood. The lake was tossed into a flood. She flung her curling wavelets hoar in wrath on the distracted shore. Which of the elements hath sinned? What hath angered thee, O wind? Thou in all the earth dost see naught but it enrageth thee. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Whither Away by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Where are you going, master mine? Mistress of mine, farewell. Pledge me a cup of golden wine. Light shall be dark and darkness shine before I tell. Oh, go you by the fir woods blue and by the fairies' trysting tree? No, for the path is grown with rue and nightshade's purple fruit since you walked there with me. Oh, go you by the pastures high, a grassy road and daisies fair? No, for I saw them fade and die on the bright evening, love, that I sat with you there. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Beware by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Her yellow hair is soft, and her soft eyes are as the dove's for meekness. Only feel the softness of the hand in mine that lies. The sheath is velvet, but the sword is steel. Soft are her footsteps, and her low replies the lover's woe like softest music heal. Ah, let him still remember and be wise. The sheath is velvet, but the sword is steel. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The King's Guard by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The king was an Irish king, and shook a bough with golden apples on it when he required silence. A henchman entering his room after the golden apples had sounded, fell down dead. When the golden apples shook in the house of the Irish king, never a clerk read from his book, never a maid might sing. The king on his throne sat all alone. The ways of the world are lies. If I hear a whisper near, he that whispers dies. Then one arose. Our ancient foes are galloping hither fast. He that to the king goes, that moment is his last. Come weal or woe, to the king I go, I am his henchman still. I will warn him of his ancient foe, and die an if he will. Through the silent hall he crept, silent as the tomb. Every footfall as he stepped echoed about the room. The living, they were as the dead, and as the dead went he. The frightened eyes of the good and wise followed him silently. He heard, as it had been a roar, the scuffling feet of a rat. When he came to the king's door, he dared not knock thereat. When he came to the king's throne, he shook in every limb. The king on his throne sat all alone, and spake no word to him. Open his eyes, the henchman prayed, or ever it be too late. All his men are sore afraid, and his ancient foe at the gate. Open his eyes, the king prayed, or his tongue will scare away the armed angels all arrayed, the heralds of the day. The king on his throne sat compassed round with the ban and the arriere ban of the army that with them is found, who put no trust in man. The spirit from the henchman passed, fled to the radiant ring. His body on the ground was cast, but still he guards the king. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Renaissance Gentleman by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Oh, not for that they ought, they fought when they fought, but they fought for the glory of the fight. And they wedded while they wooed ere the fury of their mood went out in the blackness of the night. Oh, boldly led they then the life of living men in their glory, their bravery and pride. They were cruel and strong on the right side and the wrong, and gallantly, gallantly they died. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The White Women by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. From a legend of Malay, told by Hugh Clifford. Where dwell the lovely wild white women folk, mortal to man? They never bowed their necks beneath the yoke, they dwelt alone when the first morning broke, and time began. Taller are they than man, and very fair, their cheeks are pale. At sight of them the tiger in his lair, the falcon hanging in the azure air, the eagles quail. The deadly shafts their nervous hands let fly are stronger than our strongest. In their form, larger, more beauteous, carved amazingly, and when they fight, the wild white women cry the war cry of the storm. Their words are not as ours. If man might go among the waves of ocean when they break and hear them, hear the language of the snow falling on torrents, he might also know the tongue they speak. Pure are they as the light, they never sinned, but when the rays of the eternal fire kindle the west, their tresses they unbind, and fling their girdles to the western wind, swept by desire. Lo, maidens to the maidens then are born, strong children of the maidens and the breeze. Dreams are not, in the glory of the morn, seen through the gates of ivory and horn, more fair than these. And none may find their dwelling. In the shade primeval of the forest oaks they hide. One of our race, lost in an awful glade, saw with his human eyes a wild white maid, and gazing, died. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Lines to a Tree by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Thou art the sun and the wind and the driving shower. Thou hast worn the snow and clothed thyself in her flower. Lo, there is living in thee the ancient light. The sons of the morning sang Hosanna at thy creation. Old thou art, and young, as an ever-enduring nation. Thou art 1,000 shapes of the day and 1,000 shapes of the night. Thou that shadowest ever a bounded circlet of earth, who shall sing thy end, that sang thy wonderful birth? Haply the fire that was once thy friend shall turn to thy foe, fall on thee, lightning swift, as the gleam of a sword and the flash, rend thy cherishing bark till it burst in twain with a crash, scorch the leaves of thy crown and lay thee low. Solemn sentinel, leaving never thy chosen post, haply the waves shall carry thee, wind blown and tempest tossed, no more a nest of the birds, but a home for wandering men, merchants, warriors, mighty captains of them that roam. Thou shalt sink as they sink to the stillness under the foam. Fishes, silent and swift, glide in thy branches then. Haply thou shalt be made the sails of a grinding mill. Thou shalt rejoice in the sun, and the wind be thy playfellow still, whirling and whirling to change into bread the golden corn. Haply of thee shall be made at the last a quivering flame, that shall return in light, in the glory of light that came. Fire shall befriend thee yet, O marvellous child of the morn. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Other Men May Never Care by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Other men may never care what thy thoughts, thy instincts were. Care not thou. Wear the poet's halo bright, long years hence in their despite, on thy brow. Narrow not thy walk to keep pace with those who, half asleep, judge thee now. Gain the goal and thou shalt hear mighty voices in thine ear. Blessed art thou. Not the many, not the few, keep thou ever in thy view, steadfast now. Only this one thing fulfill, thine own heart's tremendous will. Ay, but how? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Night is Fallen Within, Without by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Night is fallen within, without. Come, love, soon. I am weary of my doubt. The golden fire of the sun is out, the silver fire of the moon. Love shall be a child in me, when they are cinders grey, with the earth and with the sea, with the star that shines on thee, and the night and day. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. I saw a stable low and very bare by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I saw a stable low and very bare, a little child in a manger. The oxen knew him, had him in their care. To men he was a stranger. The safety of the world was lying there, and the world's danger. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Death by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. 1. O thou slight word, most like to breath, and made of a few letters merely, what's in thee? Terror of flesh, the spirit's ecstasy, mysterious, voiceless, shadow of a shade. They that fear nothing else, of thee afraid, do call thee sleep and passing. Thou set'st free infinite shapes of all a man may be, yet at thy nothingness he shrinks dismayed. If thou wert not, the poets had been dumb, and music silent, yea, majestic art had never sought and found her better part, nor by the living eyes betrayed the heart. Great prophecy were an unmeaning hum, what is, no longer holding what's to come. 2. I have wept for those who on this turning earth had lived more years than I, who were to me the aim and goal of my felicity, the dear reward of effort, crown of worth. And I have wept for babes who died at birth, most deeply moved that I should never see the flower and fruit of all the days to be. A younger youth than mine, a merrier mirth. But never ere this day I felt the sting of terror lest my burning tears should fall, for one who felt when first I felt the spring, heard from the wood the self-same cuckoo call, heard the same robin in the autumn sing, was one with me in life, in love, in all. 3. Bid me remember, O my gracious Lord, the flattering words of love are merely breath. Oh, not in roses wreathed the shining sword. Bid me remember, O my gracious Lord, the bitter taste of death. Wrap not in clouds of dread for me that hour when I must leave behind this house of clay, when the grass withers and the shrunken flower. Bid me, O Lord, in that most dreadful hour, not fall, but fly away. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. "'Tis not love that is dead" by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. 'Tis not love that is dead, but hope, his sister fair. They breathed the self-same air, on the same food they fed. The soul of love with awful strength was filled by passion, but his sister, hope, was killed. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Bamborough by Mary Coleridge. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The sun is not the sun, but very light. Is this the sand that drives across the sand, caught by the wind? Nay, but a royal flight of blessed spirits, sweeping through the land, urged by the Spirit. And the living sky is heaven indeed, my heaven, while you are by. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. I chanced to see upon a day by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I chanced to see upon a day of blue beflecked with white and grey, a crowd of busy men and an old hag, the crossing wires above the street, two friends that did each other greet, and England's flag. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Come Back to Me, My Swallow by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Come back to me, my swallow, and leave me not forlorn. Into the woods I follow the footsteps of the morn. I thread the rustling hollow before the day is born. Come back to me, my swallow, and leave me not forlorn. The light was dark without thee, my bird of April days. I almost came to doubt thee when thou hadst gone thy ways. The sunshine round about thee, into the land of rays. The light was dark without thee, my bird of April days. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Thistledown by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Find me, oh my true love, find me, all the words by love made strongest, all the words that last the longest, for an oath to bind me. In the east the dawn grows brighter, on the wind I hear a whistle, light the down upon the thistle. Yea, true love, but I am lighter. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Pride by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. O mortal virtue and immortal sin, how often hast thou led the fool aright, sent forth a shivering coward to the fight, and made the worst man win? Thine are the laurel's giddy pleasure lost, the crown that hard endeavour hardly earned, and glory woos thee, whom thy foot hath spurned, with all her host. He that hath thee, though poor in seeming wealth, is not bereft. He that hath all beside lives like a beggar, being poor in pride, and dies by stealth. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Sun and Wind by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Deep in the heart of winter lies a day, bright from the treasuries of perfect spring. Life stirs and wakes in each created thing. December sleeps and dreams of May. Deep in the heart of spring, when every flower is radiant, comes a day of bitter wind. O blossom-laden boughs, untimely thinned, groan, for December holds no darker hour. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Affection by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The earth that made the rose, she also is thy mother, and not I. The flame wherewith thy maiden spirit glows was lighted at no hearth that I sit by. I am as far below as heaven above thee, were I thine angel, more I could not love thee. Bid me defend thee. Thy danger over human strength shall lend me a hand of iron and a heart of steel, to strike, to wound, to slay, and not to feel. But if you chide me, I am a weak, defenceless child beside thee. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Goodness by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Shall I be good? I dare not be as he. I dare not sin. Is that the good in me? Call me not good, said he, when once he trod this earth. There is but one good, that is God. Shall I be good? Vainly I try, for Satan is more strong, braver than I. Each time I fail before him. From the rude look down on me, O God, to me be good. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Wanderers by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Love is a Rome, and many roads there be leading to that great city of delight, old, new, religious, everything but free, a dream by day, a solid town at night. All roads are good for entrance, none for flight, and every traveller sees what he would see. The roads lead hither over many a hill, through countries parted by the salt sea foam, and many names they bear, affliction still the safest. But at length they all lead home. Accuse us not of wandering at our will. Life's clearest voice it is that bids us roam. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Depart from me, I know thee not, by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Depart from me, I know thee not. Within the temple have I sought thee, and many a time have sold and bought thee in that unhallowed, holy spot. Depart from me, I know thee not. Depart from me, I know thee not. Full oft among the poor I found thee, there did I grieve, neglect, and wound thee. I never strove to share thy lot. Depart from me, I know thee not. I know thee not, abide with me. More than aught else do I admire thee, above all earthly things desire thee. I am thy prisoner, make me free. I know thee not, abide with me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. At a Friend's Meeting by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Strangers are we and pilgrims here, so sing we every Sabbath day. But surely pilgrimage is dear, we linger so upon the way. Is that the home, the Father kind? Is that the country of our birth? Were we created deaf and blind, that we prefer the toilsome earth? Its setting sun, its changing sea, the day, the dark refreshing night, the winds that wander wide and free, are dearer than the land of light. Though age may sit in beauty's place, the eyes that growing old wax dim are fairer than the youthful face of cherubim and seraphim. And when we lay them in the ground, the sting of death is living still, although we know that they have found the city set upon an hill. We sigh and weep and pray for rest, and murmur that the way is long. Alas! The islands of the blest are only blest in psalm and song. Nay, not in psalm, for David knew the dread that pierces like a sword, and had the faith to say it too. The dead, they praise not thee, O Lord. The life that we so much despise, the Son hath deigned with us to share. Shall we find favour in thine eyes by slighting what he made his care? We feel more truly than we speak. Thou art the life, and thou hast said that he who lives, however weak, shall not be numbered with the dead. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Knowledge by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Let weaker souls at his decree repine. To us eternity in time was given. Whene'er we parted, 'twas your death and mine. Whene'er we met again, why then 'twas heaven. Now let the tempest rise, the fierce wind blow, and shake the house of life from floor to rafter. Whichever goes, whichever stays, we know both death and what comes after. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Unity by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The sense of fellowship is grown a radiant mystery. The dark is shot with light, the stone is light unto the eyes that see. No more the wild, confused main is tossed about with storms of fear. The sea is singing, and the rain is music to the ears that hear. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Wasted by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Thou show'st thy beauty unto all the men that meet thee by the way, and one day thou shalt render it again to death and to decay. Thou giv'st thy wisdom to a chosen few, as 'twere some precious book, yet were there only 2 or 3 that knew the art therein to look. Thou giv'st thy laughter only unto one, he hath no eyes to see. Give, when his bitter jest with thee is done, thy tears to me. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Fire, the Lamp, and I Were Alone Together by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The fire, the lamp, and I were alone together. Out in the street it was wild and windy weather. The fire said, "Once I lived and now I shine. I was a wood once, and the wind was mine." The lamp said, "Once I lived and was the sun. The fire and I, in those old days, were one." The fire said, "Once I lived and saw the spring. I die in smoke to warm this mortal thing." The lamp said, "I was once alive and free. in smoke I die to let this mortal see. Then I remembered all the beasts that died, that I might eat and might be satisfied. Then I remembered how my feet were shod, thought of the myriad lives on which I trod, and sighed to feel that as I went my way, I was a murderer 90 times a day. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. A Witness by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I did not see, how could I know? Down in the little wood he and he together stood, one above, one below. The face of heaven was overcast, the moon among the driven clouds sailed fast. I did not see, I turned my eyes away, and the moon did not look, if she, the sentinel, her post forsook. What was I then, that I should stay? The face of heaven was overcast, the moon among the driven clouds sailed fast. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Veneta by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Wind and waters ring the bells that rang for them of high degree. Trumpets are the sounding shells in the city under the sea. Where a queen was wont to hide her outwearied majesty, swim the fishes open-eyed in the city under the sea. Many a street lies broad and fair, many a palace fair and free, neither a man nor woman there, in the city under the sea. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Train by Mary Coleridge, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. A green eye and a red in the dark, thunder, smoke, and a spark. It is there, it is here, flashed by. Whither will the wild thing fly? It is rushing, tearing through the night, rending her gloom in its flight. It shatters her silence with shrieks. What is it the wild thing seeks? Alas! For it hurries away them that are fain to stay. Hurrah! For it carries home lovers and friends that roam. Where are you, time and space? The world is a little place. Your reign is over and done. You are one. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.